Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, fighters react to Pereira's historic defense at UFC 307. Moving on, Dana White calls UFC 307 judging atrocious, reacts to Conor McGregor's stalling clock idea. Next, Strickland hits out at UFC for event planning ahead of Dricus du Plessis rematch. Moving on, Holland takes aim at Israel Adesanya. Lastly, Aldo reveals he turned down bigger offers from other promotions to make second UFC run. Tonight's UFC 307 event was headlined by a light heavyweight title fight featuring Alex Pereira taking on Khalil Rountree Jr. Pereira was looking to earn his third consecutive defense of the light heavyweight title when he took to the octagon this evening in Utah. Alex was most previously seen in action this past June at UFC 303, where he picked up a second-round TKO victory over Jiří Procházka. Meanwhile, Khalil Rountree Jr. entered his first career UFC title fight sporting a 5-fight winning streak, his most previous victory coming by way of TKO over former title challenger Anthony Smith. Rountree was looking to earn one of the biggest upsets in MMA history this evening. Tonight's UFC 307 main event proved to be a thrilling back-and-forth affair. Khalil Rountree Jr. got off to a fast start in his first career title fight, arguably winning both of the first 2 rounds at least on many analysts' scorecards. However, Alex Pereira was able to turn the tide in his favor in round 3 and proceeded to batter Rountree throughout the course of round 4. In the final seconds of the 4th frame, Alex landed a brutal combination that put Rountree Jr. down for good. Check out how the pros reacted to Pereira versus Rountree Jr. below. Somebody is going down hard here. Quick, what's the odds on a KO either way here? I will put $1 million US down on it. There is a KO happening here. I will not be surprised if Rountree secures an insane KO win here. I will also not be surprised if Pereira jumping knees him unconscious. Whoever starts, I am putting $1 million US down on a KO taking place one way or the other here in this main event. Odds are 1 to 5. $1 million wins back 200,000. Let's see. What's up with all the suspense? Khalil found his range right away. 10 to 9. Alex is showing much better range this round. 2 rounds up for Rountree. Incredible fighting. Pereira's pressure is starting to create the momentum. Rountree is up 29-28, but all of the momentum is with the champion. $200,000, baby. The rich get richer. Called it play-by-play. What a fighter, Poatan. Incredible. Chama. Beautiful, violent dance these 2 warriors put on for us. What a fight, warriors. You couldn't ask for a better main event that went hard. Poatan is a great champ, and Rountree will definitely have another shot. On a night on which judging left many viewers scratching their heads, Dana White was right there with them. Following UFC 307 on Saturday in Salt Lake City, White admitted he was not a fan of some of the scorecards turned in. The judging tonight was atrocious. I felt like I was at a boxing match in Ireland tonight. The main card bout between Mario Bautista and Aldo also became a hot topic. Aldo was repeatedly smothered by Bautista against the fence, which caused his former rival Conor McGregor to become irate on social media. McGregor took exception with the idea of stalling and proposed that a clock be installed to limit the amount of inactivity that could occur before a separation. White agreed that protocols should be adjusted to promote more action, though doesn't think a clock is necessary. I always think that the referees should be more active on that 100%, especially when somebody keeps doing it to stall. I guess we'll get into it. If you're judging a guy on control or this or that, if you're not trying to fight, how do you win the fight? If you're looking at attempted takedowns, then what about stuffing the takedowns? When you can tell that the guy definitely doesn't want to stand and strike and just wants to stall against the fence, yes, the refs, that's their job. When they see it continually happening and that the guy is not trying to win the fight, then you keep breaking them up. Former UFC champion Strickland has seemingly given away that his rematch with Dricus won't take place in America. As we know, Strickland is a pretty outspoken guy. He's never been afraid to voice his opinions to the masses, and the former middleweight king doesn't really care who he offends. Still, even with that being the case, the real headline is that he's still a big contender at 185 pounds. Despite losing the belt to Dricus, he's been able to bounce back with a nice win over Paulo Costa to set himself up for another crack at the gold. The contest is reportedly set to take place in early 2025, or potentially late 2024. In a recent tweet, the American hinted that it could be taking place outside the United States, or at least that's what it seems. UFC event planning. I have a great idea. Let's send Sean to go fight for a championship in foreign country where the government absolutely hates him. UFC, are you with me, or are you trying to tell me you want me to spread freedom? I wonder at times. When he beat Israel Adesanya to claim the belt, Strickland flew to Australia in order to do so. Then, when defending against Dricus, he made the trip to Canada. Kevin Holland has taken aim at Israel Adesanya. Holland is set to return to the middleweight division when he takes on Roman Dolidze at UFC 307. Should Holland win, he could be in line for a big fight at 185 pounds next time out. One potential opponent could be Israel Adesanya. However, Holland doesn't have much interest in that fight. Instead, Kevin Holland believes Israel Adesanya is now boring and he would just run away from him. Not really. It would have been exciting beating him as the champ. Now he's just some guy who can't stop running backwards and getting clipped and throwing a lot of leg kicks. At the end of the day, guys fighting like that, they play the chess match where they're just doing leg kicks all night. It's like, that's boring. Although Holland isn't interested in the bout, it does make sense as both are big names and would be a big fight. Yet, Kevin Holland says he would rather face Paulo Costa instead of Israel Adesanya. Holland says it would be a fun fight for the fans as Costa is someone who wants to fight and not Adesanya who looks to run away all the time. I'd rather fight Paulo Costa than fight Izzy because at least Paulo's gonna actually come out there and fight when he actually wants to fight. Izzy is going to go out there and throw leg kicks all night, and I ain't got time for that. I mean, if he wants to scrap, we can scrap. It doesn't matter who it is. We can figure out something. Aldo admits he was offered more money to take opportunities outside of the UFC. Aldo is set to compete on the UFC 307 card against Mario Bautista. It's the second straight time Aldo has been matched against a rising 135-pounder. The UFC Hall of Famer has been seeking a big fight against Sean O'Malley. Perhaps another impressive win here will get him there. For Aldo, there was a chance to make more money, but the desire to be the best once again has pulled him back in. During an interview with ESPN, Jose Aldo revealed that he wants to hold UFC gold once more, and that goal was enough for him to turn down other deals. Listen, my dream has always been to be a champion in UFC. I want to be a champion in the UFC. That's what I've always dreamed of, and that was my ultimate goal. Thinking about the contract now, I'm looking forward to this opportunity. If any other proposals came about, I knew I would be locked in with the UFC, and that's what I want to continue to do. Other organizations came at me with some proposals and contracts. They threw some money at me, sometimes twice, 3 times the money, but it doesn't matter. Listen, I'm locked in, and I think there's a purpose for me to be in the UFC. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.